Okay, I want to cover a video on 1 Corinthians chapter 7, and we're going to talk about um, married people. People tend to use this scripture as a means to get into a divorce situation, get a bill of divorcement, I should say. Well, I'm going to read it to you, and please keep in mind, I'm going to explain to you exactly the word that people are using as an outlet. Let's start at verse 10. And unto the married I command, yet not I, but the Lord, let not the wife depart from her husband. But if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled to her husband. And let not the husband put away his wife, but to the rest speak I, not the Lord. If any brother hath a wife that believeth not, and she be pleased to dwell with him, let him not put her away. And the woman which hath an husband that believeth not, and if he be pleased to dwell with her, let her not leave him. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. Else were your children unclean, but now are they holy. This is the verse that everyone is clinging on to coming up for their reasoning for getting a bill of divorcement. Listen. But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or sister is not under bondage in such cases, but God hath called us to peace. The word that is leading everyone, sorry, when I zoom in, it's getting blurry, but it's the word bondage. They're taking this word and saying that means you can get a divorce. You can go get a bill of divorcement because it says a brother or sister is not under bondage. Let me be clear. Marriage is a covenant. It is a covenant. And when you look at the word bondage, that does not say or have anything to do with a divorce. It does not have to do with a bill of divorcement. This word in Greek, when I did a search, I said, let me do a search on the word bondage in the Bible, just in general, just to see, because you can have a word. Remember, the Bible is written in Hebrew, Greek, and there's some Aramaic to it as well. So when there's a word, it may, based upon the contents of that chapter, it may have a different meaning. When I looked up the word bondage, it's in the Bible. There's 37 occurrences of the word bondage. I went through each one. In summary, it means the same thing. There are different words in Hebrew versus Greek, but ultimately it means the same thing. And that meaning is that it means that you're not a servant anymore. You're not enslaved anymore. By no means does this mean that you can get a divorce. Okay? So that is not an excuse. Please do not use this word as an excuse. Read the scripture. And I have said this over and over again. When you take a scripture, people will take a verse and cling on that verse to try and make it say what they want it to mean. But I can tell you this, when you read the Bible, it doesn't matter what you're looking at. It's somewhere else in the Bible. It is somewhere else. So, bondage is not a reason to say this is giving you the outlet to go ahead and get a bill of divorcement. I mean, just looking at the word, from an English standpoint, it may appear to be that way. But when you know the God of the Bible, when you know his character first and foremost, and when you read the Bible, that is not what Paul is saying here. That is not what's happening here. So I just wanted to break that down for everyone who's using bondage as an outlet.